We often assume an affair begins with physical desire, but the data suggests the impulse to betray originates in a much quieter, more internal space. In The Root Within, researchers Hayes and Johnson map the origins of this fracture. They argue betrayal begins long before a physical affair takes place. Society provides common explanations for why men stray. We point to an innate drive for dominance, a raw biological appetite, or simply an easy opportunity. The research indicates these are surface-level justifications. The authors contend that the real negotiation happens internally, driven by a man's relationship with his own reflection. Beneath the facade of conquest, a man struggles with perceived inadequacy. He feels invisible or irrelevant and searches for an external event to confirm he still exists. This creates a performance of masculinity. The affair functions as a stage play, a choreographed attempt to prove to an invisible audience that the man still matters. Infidelity appears here as a destructive negotiation with a hidden terror, the specific fear that he is no longer enough. The psychological autopsy often starts with the physical body. As muscles soften and youth fades, a man can begin to feel a distinct sense of invisibility. That baseline anxiety compounds when professional status slips. A stalled career or a lost job amplifies an internal voice questioning his value as a provider. Facing this void directly is often difficult. An affair offers a counterfeit cure, a temporary, concentrated dose of relief meant to restore a sense of control. This chart shows the cycle of male insecurity and infidelity. The upward trajectory illustrates the path into validation seeking. The intensity peaks at infidelity, providing a fabricated sense of confidence. But the high is unsustainable. Exposure triggers a rapid crash into unprecedented shame. Because the affair only treats the symptoms of feeling powerless, rather than addressing the root wound of inadequacy, the cycle is intact and doomed to repeat. If wealth, status, or public adoration were the solution, these patterns would disappear at the top of the social ladder. The evidence shows otherwise. Tiger Woods achieved immense athletic dominance and global recognition, yet those public trophies could not silence his private internal fears. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the ultimate physical embodiment of strength, still succumbed to the terror of fading relevance as he aged. John Edwards, on the cusp of political greatness, sabotaged his future to temporarily escape feelings of powerlessness during a personal crisis. Bill Clinton proved that even the most scrutinized office in the world only amplifies a broken man's need for secret validation. The persistence of these patterns, despite extreme success, suggests public achievement is a thin layer over a foundation of much earlier, unresolved emotional conditions. The source material describes how a young boy who watches love fracture in his home carries that blueprint forward. He subconsciously recreates that same instability in his adult relationships because he has normalized betrayal. Fame and fortune function as elaborate masks for a terrified child who never felt adequate. In this context, external achievement cannot heal an internal wound. Eventually, the mask cracks, the illusion of the affair shatters, and the temporary high evaporates completely. The man's attempt to feel powerful often leaves him poorer, lonelier, and more broken than when he started. The immediate collateral damage falls on his spouse. Her identity and trust are emotionally erased by a betrayal that rewrites years of shared history. The authors call this generational shrapnel. When children observe a parent's betrayal, they witness a live demonstration that trust is fragile and devotion conditional. The original insecurity of one man expands into a lineage. The betrayal becomes a shared history that affects the trust of everyone tethered to the family name. We return to the root. Infidelity is the visible result of a man's failure to face his own internal void. Does the greatest betrayal truly begin in that silent moment a man believes he is no longer enough? Subscribe to join us for the next chapter.